When we start a new section, so our in-text citation worksheet is new for session 2. It's a great opportunity to explore all of these questions. But when they're new, there are a lot of things that happen, and everyone has different computers and different software. So then the questions start pouring in. So I haven't really had a lot of stuff to give you yet because I wasn't really sure where we were and what was going to happen. So now that I've had so many great questions and really great solutions that I didn't even have to come up with, you came up with them yourselves, I wanted to share them with everyone. So maybe you're starting that citation worksheet and it's coming out a little odd. Well, I wanted to point out that you could go to session 2 and scroll down to assignments and click on it and download it. But if it's giving you some problems with all of that, I want you to go over here to the student lounge and instead click through to FAQ session 2 in-text citation worksheet, because within that one I have shared a PDF. If you have the PDF instead, I want you to look at the right margin, which says 1, 2, 3 through 10. I want you to write 1 through 10 on a piece of paper or Word document, whatever it is, and I want you to fill in what those citations would look like 1 through 10 and submit that as a list for me. Obviously, it's awesome if you get the Word document and you can put it in and see what it looks like within a paper, because I want you to get that experience. But most importantly, I want you to explore these concepts. And so if that is proving really frustrating or difficult or weird, I don't want you spending more than 5 minutes on it. Instead, I want you looking at some solutions so that you can get on with the assignment itself. So if it's giving you any problems, don't hesitate, write down 1 through 10 and fill in the blanks. So I want to show you some of the things that happen. So when I downloaded it, you'll already start to see these line up fairly well on the main pages, with 1 being near, 2 being near 3. But if you scroll down, when you start to see the A, B, C, D, it starts to get a little off kilter there. So if that happens to you, I want you to sort of draw some little lines and connect those. Also, the PDF looks a little bit better. I'm working on trying to get that really, really clear. So look for those, count them down, and see which ones go with which letter and all of that to make sure it's clear. So I wanted to look at one of them with you. So first, it's kind of funny. You download it and we say elephants and cheese. What are we looking at? Why are we doing this? Well, one, I hope that it's a little bit fun, and it's really short. So that was part of our aim, was to find something short and succinct to share with you so you aren't reading a 10-page paper. But hopefully you can see that research can go in all kinds of directions. And it may seem really silly to look at elephants and cheese, but you never know where things about the senses will go or what this could encourage with research. So I hope you'll have fun with it and see that who knows where it could go. Research is like that. It takes a lot of different directions. So we start off with this sentence. It is widely known that elephants fear cheese and will flee at the first whiff of it. See, for example, and then it has a parens ready for us. So APA is going to want 3 things within the citations of the text itself. References are going to include a lot more information, but within the text, we don't want to distract. So there are 3 things we generally want. We want an author's last name, or part of the title, or part of the organization that's doing it. We want the year, but we don't want dates and like the month or the day. And we want a location if we have it. So if we take a quote from page 12, we want to put author, comma, 2003, comma, P for page, period, space 12. So we want to let our reader know sort of how to find that. Locations are really hard a lot of times because we're using online resources a lot more often. So for me, if it's online, I don't worry as much. If it has good pagination, if it has really clear paragraph markers, I'll go ahead and do that. But if there are any questions about it where it's going to take me more than 10 minutes to count out where everything is, I don't do that. Especially since online people can use Control F and they can find anything on that page. So I don't worry about it. But if it's something that's written with clear page numbers, I want to use that. I want to get that source because I don't want to hand someone 60 pages and say, good luck, it's in there. I want to say, I got this quote from page 30. I got that quote from page 40. I want to be really clear with it. So in this example, we're not talking about a specific page. We're not giving a specific quote. We're saying this talks about it. So what is this? Let's scroll down and look at source F. So you may have to count a little It's kind of lining up. E is a little low, F is a little high, but it's this one. So we have the word elephants, and you'll notice that right above it we have the Elephant Research Institute. So when we look at something like this, we would want to say Elephant Research Institute. We wouldn't need to include the university. That's something someone could go look at. With Elephant Stampede, we also don't want to include all of this. We don't need all of that. We just need the first two words. We don't want to leave it with just elephant because that's really close to elephant. We want to make sure there isn't any hesitation or question, despite the fact that one is singular and one's plural. We just want to be as clear as possible without going overboard. So we're going to use Elephant Stampede, and then we're going to suggest the year, which is 2003. But we don't know, it's not a specific quote about from page, a particular page or section. So we're just going to use part of that title, Elephant Stampede, and we're going to use comma 2003. And that gets us there. So if you are working on this in a document, you can type that in. If you're working on it with the PDF, you have your list that says 1 through 10, and beside number 1, you're going to go Elephant Stampede, comma 2003. So if this came out really funny for you, I instead made a copy that looked like this, that is a little bit better in terms of formatting because you can see that it has our tabs. There is an extra space between the paragraphs. It's double spaced as it should be. But again, it's a little bit tricky when you look at some of these. So if you feel uncomfortable with any of those, don't hesitate to use a list, number 1 through 10, and give me each of those examples. So I hope that helps. Thank you for all the great questions. Keep them coming. I always like that because I get to help more of you. So don't hesitate to ask. Someone else is probably thinking the same question and hasn't gotten there yet. So help me answer it before everyone needs it. Thanks.